What's going on, friends? It's your boy Danny Brasco Betts, your host here at Pick Profit and Free Pick Guru, getting you a free play today in the Washington Wizards versus Memphis Grizzlies game. The NBA is back, All-Star break is over, and we can bet on these games once more. Excited to have it back, and well, I'm looking forward to this matchup here. Both these teams very much offensive focused. Not really a clash of styles, just more so who can put up more buckets in this one. Not much defense being played by either side. Both ranked very poorly on the defensive side of the ball. So who puts up the higher total in this one? Well, let's take a look at both these sides, how they stack up against each other. Wizards 14-20 straight up, 18-16 against the spread though. All of a sudden above 500 cover rate, and they've been surging lately. We'll talk about them in a second. Grizzlies 16-16 straight up for a 500 record, and 17-14-1 against the spread. So above 500 ATS. They'll be at home in this one. The line here, Grizzlies are minus 3.5 favorites at home here, so they're getting a bucket plus the hook there. And while taking a look at the injury reports, Wizards not really reporting anyone new. Ish Smith has still been out with a quad injury, and of course they lost Bryant, their center for the season. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies still missing Jaren Jackson Jr., but they're getting healthier. They got Justice Winslow back along with some other guys that were banged up like Brandon Clark. And Grayson Allen will not be in this game. He's still dealing with concussion issues. So they lose a shooting guard there. He can be a decent piece for them. No huge reports on the injury list, though. And, taking a look at the Washington Wizards, as I like to call them, the Cheese Whiz, 9-2 in their last 11 games against the spread. Damn. 8-3 straight up in those games. Not like they're just covering big spreads. They're winning games. And they're all the way back to 14-20 now. All the way back. They're still 6 games below 500. But nonetheless, they had an atrocious start to the season. And now they're battling back. They haven't had a great go against Memphis recently. They're 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games against Memphis. And, well, these guys recently played each other. They played on March 2nd, a few days before the All-Star break. And the Grizzlies had their way with them, 125-111. So Wizards, looking at their last few games, talking about this streak that they're on, well, 7-3 in their last 10, 8-3 in the last 11, and look at some of those wins. They beat the Denver Nuggets twice on that stretch. They just beat the Los Angeles Clippers in a game on our show that we're doing tonight, Lean It, Love It, Let's Get Lucky. We give out all our free NBA picks. That they beat them straight up as plus 310 underdogs. And speaking of the Wizards as underdogs, when they're playing as dogs, 15-10 against the spread. And when they're playing as road underdogs, 9-6 against the spread. So good dog team to back when they're getting points, and they cashed as a plus 310 underdog for us against the Clippers. I feel like coming into the break like that, they gained a lot of confidence, surging forward like that, and they're a better team than their record reflected, and that's showing now behind the great play of Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. They just have to be a little bit more complete. You can have the greatest offense in the league, but you got to be able to make a stop here and there. And now they're playing more complete ball, it seems like, over the last course of games, playing and beating some good teams. Even in their losses, they lost to the Celtics by 1 point barely in a game that they should have won. So they're getting it done right now, and I like their way they're playing. All of a sudden, I'm on the Wizards bandwagon. I was fading them hard in the beginning, and now they're one of my favorite teams. Wild team to watch if you watch any of their games. Meanwhile, for the Grizzlies, if we can talk about them now, well, 5-5 in their last 10. They're just below 500 at home at 8-9-1 against the spread when playing at home. They're better at covering on the road here, and they're actually 7-11 straight up at home. So no longer really the grindhouse Grizzlies with Zach Randolph and Tony Allen, those guys just making it tough for you in their own building. Looks like they actually have a much better record on the road here. And taking a look at their last game, well, they battled in a game against the Milwaukee Bucks, barely lost 112-111. That thing came down to the wire, but they covered as plus 6 underdogs. And like I said prior to that, had beat the Wizards, just blew out the Rockets, who are out of sorts right now, won by 49 points in that one. And then they played previous to that a back-to-back set against the Clippers and split those two. So Grizzlies had been playing fairly decently as of late. I'm just seeing this one as a total shootout, total set right here at 238. It's going to be Ja and his squad versus Beal and Westbrook, and look for very little defense. The over-under is a little high for me to play. I'm scared of playing totals above 230 sometimes, especially with these teams. But the way I'm looking at it, I like the confidence that the Wizards are coming into this one with. They have a really good record as underdogs, as road underdogs, and I'm going to back the road dog here. If you're going to give me the Wiz, who are hot right now, and even though the Grizzlies have had their number in recent contests, I'm going to say there's some regression there, and the Wizards find a way to get their number in this one. So I'm looking at the Wizards plus 3.5. You're going to give me a possession and the hook, so 2 possessions there with 3.5. I'll take it there in what should be a close game. Wizards plus 3.5, and that'll be the free pick of the day. Good luck to anyone tailing this bet. Let's go get this bread. Booyakasha.